how's it hanging, fellas? I'm OrosZ and this is another episode of the Angry Video Game Nerd Adventures. In today's episode we're going to Boo Haunted House. Hope you're not scared, because this level's spooky as fuck. You can tell it's spooky because they limited your fucking vision. Who dares enters Bimmy Nightmare World? Who the fuck is Bimmy? Oh, it's because of false translation of Double Dragon? Yeah, I remember that. I remember everything. I'm just pretending I don't, so you can be like, oh, actually, it's from this episode. I'm letting you do that because I know you find it fucking satisfying to be all fucking smarty pants about everything, right? I do. I don't know. How about you? Do you find that satisfying? This video is 20 minutes long. I thought this was like the longest episode because I was doing so shit. And this is really fucking hard. Well, the music in this level though. Hell yeah, as I said that, I'm starting to dance. Dance in real life too. Monster. Oh man. I was speaking of Demolition Man like 2 episodes ago. Maybe I'll tell you what I thought about it. I thought it was great. I love that movie. One thing I find the fucking coolest thing is because everyone's like this. The violence is pretty much illegal. It's illegal to swear, it's illegal to be mean. Everyone's so happy and positive to each other, but it's like kind of like they don't have like free speech, you know? Like they kind of have to be happy and positive to each other. Everyone just accept the role of society, even though it might be fucking pointless. And I really like when they refroze John Spartan, you know? Which Sylvester Stallone plays John Spartan. It's pretty cool. And I really fucking love the moments where he's like, oh yeah, he's gonna fucking show those pussies how it's fucking done and shit. Like, I fucking love that whenever they do it in anything, you know? It's like this character is a badass who will show the pussy how it's fucking done. And in that fucking movie's case, everyone was kind of a pussy because they were desensitized to violence and shit like that. Even the police chief was like, you're gonna regret doing that, please don't do it, don't be violent, don't be mean. Like he was trying to free John again, but John like didn't give a fuck, like he fucking knew if he's gonna try to freeze him again, he's just gonna fucking beat him up. What the fuck's he's gonna do, arrest, like force to arrest him? They're not gonna use force. Wesley Snipes plays Simon Phoenix, another fucking great character. John and Simon, every character I really fucking liked in the movie. The only characters I didn't like was I mean, Phoenix was the main villain, but there was like the guy who organized this whole society. He was kind of lame. Because I was keep thinking, okay, this movie takes place in 2046, I believe. And the whole thing is like, oh, we don't use violence weapons. What is this ancient relic when he points a gun at the guy? It's not fucking ancient, it was like 60 years ago. The older people, there's a guy in the police department when John wakes up from his, because he was frozen. Maybe I'll tell you how the movie starts. The movie starts with John arresting Phoenix, but also blowing up the fucking building with hostages inside. So it's like, oh man, he did everything to fucking arrest Phoenix finally. Check it out, I used a glitch. I barely fucking use those power-ups actually. And he got arrested for that, and they froze him. Froze him for 40 years, and they refroze him in the future. And what was the point of me saying that? I forgot. Shit. I forgot what I was talking about. Oh shit. Good memory I got there. I don't remember. What the fuck was I trying to say? Anyway, so he gets frozen, right? For 40 years. Oh, that's what I was talking about. And when he gets refrozen, he meets up with this like old buddy of his. I mean, like in the police force, he was apparently working in the police in the 80s, which when the movie starts is in the 80s. Everyone, Phoenix is dressed so fucking weird for the movie. Like he's really cool. I really fucking love his personality of him just not being serious about like his crimes. He finds it funny. I love that. But the fuck, he was like wearing overalls and like a red sweater, and he just looked stupid. I like the haircut he had. It was kind of like a retro-futuristic haircut kind of deal. Kind of looked like that haircut from the cover art of Doom 2. Which is like really weird looking, but I can kind of see people do having that and like maybe spotting something else that would like fit that kind of haircut. Maybe it's like they're going for this retro-future look themselves. I don't know. And I don't know why I paused. Whatever, who cares? Probably had to jack off because I'm a fucking sick fuck. And apparently when John wasn't frozen before all that, that guy he met, who's like now old, he was like just new to the police force. Now he's like old, like he's a veteran or something. So why the fuck do like the guy who organized this whole thing acts like he doesn't remember anything from the 80s when he was probably 20 in that time? So he probably surely fucking remembers everything in the 80s, but he acts like, what is this ancient relic? Like, why does everybody act as if the 80s were like fucking distant future? I could understand if the fucking movie took place in 2000... No wait, 21,046. Like 100 years into the future, but it took place only like 50 years. Do you think in 40 years people will really forget what guns are? I don't think so. And that's another thing. How Phoenix was like fucking everything up. He was pretty funny too. Because like the police tried to arrest him. And you know, this like cool fucking buff police officer shows up and he's like, what do I do? And he like fucking asks some kind of like guide book. Like a digital guidebook, like, what do I do? The guy was like, tell him to get on the ground and put his arms on the sand, and then he doesn't listen and beats the shit out of everyone. I mean, Phoenix, not the police officer. And now that's another thing I always notice about the movies from the past, like from the 80s or whatever. They can place in the future. You know how there was like this conference room where the main... Well, it's not the main bad guy, Phoenix is the main bad guy. I also stood on a theft block, as you just saw, and I lived. That's I'm a badass like that, you know, and they had a conference room, right? And there were like a bunch of monitors installed. Like, instead of them sitting in a conference room, they all were in like separate places, which is, yeah, accurate to how it's now. I gotta say, movie predicted some things that will happen in the future, but that's the thing. They had like these monitors installed on like these little chairs or something, and I was thinking, why is it always in the future movies from the past that they have technology that's pretty accurate to what we have now, except they never thought of that technology will have like multi-function. You know, like you have your phone, you can fucking talk to someone through a camera. You can basically have like those fucking advanced technology from those old movies, right? Like they did have this like little fucking iPad looking thing, which was like really fake looking, and they were like communicating through cameras, and it's like, oh my god, it's so advanced. But like your phone can do it nowadays. Except your phone can do so much fucking more than that, and it seemed like that device was specifically just for communicating through cameras like that. That's a thing about the future that I guess nobody thought through. That's just gonna be like everything's gonna be in one device instead of having like fucking multiple advanced devices for everything. You're gonna have fucking one thing in your pocket that works as all those things combined. See how fucking more useful it would be if I figured out that I can fucking press the shoulder button and shoot in all directions with these bats? Ridiculous. Speaking of these bats, I could have shot upwards. I didn't even have to hold the shoulder button, I just could fucking aim up on the D-pad and fucking shoot. And I didn't do that. What is fucking wrong with me? I don't know. Just ignore that. There's a cool scene where they go to the underground. And the underground is like the place where they... Yeah, cool, they don't have standards as on the surface. And they're kinda starving. It's a funny scene where like John sees a hamburger, because they like all eat this kind of like vegetarian stuff or something, because it's like meat isn't healthy, so it's illegal. Anything bad for you is illegal, even though it might be good. Like meat, you know? And John is like, oh fuck yeah, it's a hamburger, check this out, you bitches don't have that. And he takes a bite and then he asks like, what meat is it? And the lady's like, it's rat. And he's like, a rat? A rat hamburger? yeah, sure, and he just keeps eating. Like, you think he would, like, spit it out, but he kind of plays it like, yeah, of course it's rat. What else you make hamburgers out of, right? And they have this fucking cool, I swear to god, I love this so much, this fucking scene where they... Every car in the movie is like an electric... that's another fucking thing they predicted pretty well, is that futuristic cars that drive themselves, like Tesla cars. They do that. They drive themselves. And they predicted that too. And they even look kind of similar. I gotta say, the movie, they go for this really aerodynamic look in the cars, which I really hate that look. Because it just end up making cars look like it's a fucking soap bar with wheels. And it's a soap bar with wheels. And then in the movie, when they go to the underground and they, you know, like confront the rebels, and they're like, you know what, guys, we kind of understand you, so we're not gonna arrest any of you, we're actually gonna help. Right? They kind of work with the rebels a little bit, and... Oh, my fingers. Keep fucking up my body parts. What is wrong with me? And they talk with the rebels and shit, and they have a fucking muscle car in the background. I fucking love muscle cars, but it wasn't just any muscle car, it was a fucking Monte Carlo Chevrolet. And that's like my fucking favorite car in the world. It's so fucking beautiful. I fucking wish I could have something like that in real life. Maybe if I was rich, like someday, maybe, hopefully, right? I'd fucking buy that kind of car and fucking drive it around. I wouldn't even like drive it around like every Sunday just to go for a drive. I'll just drive it everywhere. And I fucking use it as my own car. Like, I wouldn't give a fuck. That, oh, it's gonna get dirty. I'll fucking use it just so everybody knows that I have a fucking car that I fucking want. And I don't have a car that's just the most fucking comfortable. That's the thing about these muscle cars, you know, they fucking look so beautiful, but they don't fucking have like technology inside that just makes it easier to drive them. I mean, my car isn't like an automatic gearbox, so that wouldn't be a problem, I guess, but still, maybe I'll get used to it and I wouldn't fucking find any problems with it. Maybe if I was super rich, I could get a muscle car and install a bunch of fucking advanced shit into it, but then I probably would have to be really, really fucking rich. I don't know what the fuck I would have to do to be really, really fucking rich. Whatever, and I gotta become a Twitch bot, you know? I'll be streaming with my dick out, people will donate for me to jack off and come on their name on a whiteboard. That'll work out, right? Probably. So they take the muscle car and they drive it around. And I fucking love that scene where they fucking drive around the muscle car and shit, and they crash it at the end. But it's like fine because they crash it, because that's another thing I really like about those cars. It's like they're fucking made to last. That's why in Mad Max it's like every car in the desert, it's not a fucking some kind of convertible. It's a fucking... God, what does convertible have to do with that? Well, it's not like a fucking... It's like all these old muscle cars because they're fucking built to be fucking durable and good. And Jesus Christ, this portion of the level is ridiculous with all these bimmies coming, trademarked. Sensor too? I mean, what is this little C in the circle? I never knew what the fuck that means. Bimmies coming though, they have been warned. Get him, Jimmy. So Jimmy's Jason? The fuck is that? It's another hand on a bunch of balls. Great, I only have 5 lives to deal with this, and as you can see there's still quite a bit of the video ahead of us, so I suppose they didn't fucking succeed it. This boss fight bullshit. I hate this boss fight. It's the most annoying one of all of them. Why? Because this is fucking so goddamn unpredictable. I can't fucking learn a pattern, I can't fucking see half of the battle. I only learned how to avoid Jason because all he does is just runs left and right, but like the hand just goes up and down and I can't fucking predict both of them at the same time, it's so bullshit. I thought maybe he would help, but with him I just fucking jumped into the death block immediately. Wasn't such a good idea. It was kinda helpful because his projectiles seemed to have hit him. Oh, now I figured that I can shoot up. I'm a genius. With him at least it was easier to hit the hand. Another scene I noticed that was kind of weird. You know how windows, like especially windshields in cars work? They're not made out of, I mean they're made out of glass, but they're made of like this really hard glass. But in the movie, there's a scene where Phoenix punches the windshield of one of those modern cars, and it just shatters, like glass. That's pretty dangerous. What if you bump into something and then the fucking glass all shatters and just flies into your face? That's not fucking safe. That's another thing about like that I thought like, okay, they thought everything through, but they didn't put like reinforced glass in the cars, really? Whatever. Yeah, I think I got a little mad. I might have been mad. I don't know. Just my guess. I think this is actually the video where I just straight up gave up halfway through this level. And I came back the next day because I was so pissed the fuck off. Yeah, I was killing myself here, you can fucking see. I was just jumping into my death. Whatever, who cares? 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. My mom's a whore, look at that. And now I fucking started all over again because I think I died twice at the beginning and I figured, you know, that's too many deaths. Only if only I figured that I can shoot diagonally, that would have been so nicer. Yeah, I like the finale. I like the parallel of how at the beginning of the movie Phoenix is trying to burn down. He's trying to burn John to death. He like covered the place in gasoline. He throws a cigarette at him and he fucking lights on fire, which knocks his gun out of his hand for some reason. I felt like what? He had a glove on and the gun heated up so fucking immediately so bad. That was fucking weird. Yeah, another attempt at this stupid bullshit, and I think I did pretty well. I didn't even lost all that many lives. Yeah, great job, me. Great job. And yeah, he's trying to burn John, and at the end of the movie, John ended up freezing Phoenix to death. So that's a nice parallel of how like fire, ice, whatever. I thought maybe they would do something about like how their last names, like John Spartan. Maybe he's like a super warrior because Spartans were like warriors from birth, right? They were like made to fucking into soldiers all their lives. Maybe John would have some kind of connection to that. Maybe he would like explain like, oh, my father trained me when I was a kid, whatever, blah blah blah. So it's kind of like, oh, and his name is Spartan, I get it. And I felt like maybe with the Phoenix, maybe there would be like a scene where they kill him, but he like comes back to life, and they never explain it, and it would be like, oh, just like a Phoenix comes back to life after they die. But they never did that. I guess it would be. I mean, it's not like the movie's like trying to be super serious, so I wouldn't fucking mind if they actually try to do something like that. Another funny part is how Taco Bell is... Apparently there was like a war between companies, especially food, like fast food companies like McDonald's, KFC, I imagine, Taco Bell. And Taco Bell won. And Taco Bell owns every restaurant in the world. But like in the fucking world, I can understand like every restaurant in... Oh yeah, so in the movie what happened, there was like an earthquake and... Like Los Angeles and San Francisco like connected, and the place they're in is called San Angeles. Which is a pretty cool name actually. And Taco Bell owns every restaurant in the world, but like... In the world? You gotta be fucking kidding me that in the world, it's like... Taco Bell doesn't even, like... Taco Bell is very prominent in America, but it's like... How much is, like, Taco Bell internationally? Like, I bet it's in the other countries too, but... It's, like, popular, I don't know, in fucking Germany? Is it, like, everywhere, every fucking street in Germany? How the fuck did they end up owning the fucking every restaurant in the world? I can understand every restaurant in San Angeles, but not in the world, because there's a scene where like the guy who like kind of brainwashes Phoenix into doing his dirty deeds, because he wants Phoenix to kill the leader of the resistance. It's not really their leader, kind of, but he's like the most important person there. And he's not succeeding that. Later, I suppose the leader of the resistance like leaves the city and kind of like allows them to express themselves more freely, I guess. I don't know, because they never fucking say what he's gonna do. But yeah, and they say like, I invite you to dinner in Taco Bell. It's like, John's like, Taco Bell? Seriously, this fucking important business suit guy is gonna fucking eat a Taco Bell? Stupid. And yeah, I really like the movie. Recommend you give it a watch. I've seen it, found it on the internet. I done only 14 times and it took me 8 minutes. Just kidding, it took me 20 minutes. It took me probably even longer since I speeded up the video. And now the final level is unlocked. But we're gonna beat it in the next episode. So see you fellas in the next episode. Bye.